If you're just carrying a gun, you're doing that for yourself. If you have medical training and you're carrying a gun, then you can tell me you carry a gun for the sake of other people. But if you don't have medical training, I don't believe that you're carrying that gun for anybody but yourself.
Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you what you can expect from an entry-level combat medical class.
Hang in there, little fleshlight. Help has arrived.
Now, this isn't a class to qualify you for any kind of position or job or any sort of certification to qualify you as a medical professional by any means. This is basically the baseline for every able-bodied man in America that carries a gun. Today we're going to be taking a class with Overwatch Associates. You can find their links and schedule at overwatchassociates.com. Their classes are hosted just northwest of Springfield, Missouri at the Range 360 Gun Club. This course being the Ditch Medicine 1. So this is going to be medical care related to gunshot wounds and not having first responders immediately there. And it's designed to teach the average Joe how to be useful in a severe situation that involves gunshot wounds, or it could even be a wound on the job site. Crazy things happen. The instructor today gave an example of a guy bicycling and ended up with his handlebars sticking into his femur. So that's just reality. So when you go to a class like this, they're gonna have a list of things for you to bring. This class, though, is providing all the material, and I'm basically just bringing my setup to have them go through it and judge it and let me know any areas I can improve. Today I'm running the Flatline Fiber Company Practical Individual Medical Pouch. That's the PIMP. And then next to it I've got a fully enclosed tourniquet carrier. I've got it mounted upside down. That way if I've got a backpack or a plate carrier on, it's easier to access. And the professionals I've talked to have recommended that your tourniquet always goes outside of your individual first aid kit. So there's just a little piece of knowledge to hang on to there. I'm also going to be bringing my medical kit that I keep in my backpack in my truck all the time, just have them take a look at it and see what they think. Got the nasopharyngeal airway, some compressed gauze, gloves. This is the boo-boo kit. It's got water purification in it just in case I end up in the woods, but there's a splint in case there's an injury, more compressed gauze. I like to keep this roll of plumbing strap in here because if you've ever smashed your finger on a job site, you know how sensitive it can be, and you can just bend some plumbing strap up the back and down the front and tape it, and it just kind of creates a little shield, so every time you just touch it on something, it doesn't hurt like hell. And then a Sharpie, and then I've got chest seals, H bandages, all kinds of stuff in here. And the class will show you exactly how to use everything in your medical kit if you don't already know. One thing that I recommend doing is buying one of those like Chinese fully loaded, ready to go medical kits, and then take it home and just open everything, right? See what an Israeli bandage actually looks like. See what all of these products, when they're pulled out of their packaging, what do they feel like? What do you have to do to maneuver them the way you want? Little details like that. And then after you're done going through your Chinese playset, go get an actual medical bag with NAR stuff on the inside. And you can get an empty bag and load it up yourself, or you can buy them preloaded. Either way, this is kind of just what you'd expect out of a contractor's medical bag right here for a really small one. The job site itself has its own, first aid kit, of course, but this is just what rolls in my truck everywhere I go. And then we'll go over what I've got in this IFAC real quick. So inside my pimp here, you're gonna find trauma shears, obviously, on the back, but just a real simple individual first aid kit. I've got a slight boo-boo kit over here, plenty of compressed gauze and a chest seal, and this folds up real nicely. I carry it at my 6 o'clock on my gun belt. That way I can reach it with both hands. But it tucks away nice and neat, and then you stuff it back in the pouch and you're good to go. Now, if I'm planning on being in a vehicle for an extended amount of time, and I don't want to have an IFAC on my ass the whole time, I can do a plate carrier mounted IFAC. So on this Tecc Deodon, I've got the Faro Concepts Roll 1. You can yank this from both sides and it goes up on your plate carrier. It kind of rides in your lower back rather than right on your tailbone. So this is a little more comfy setup for in the car, and I run my lower profile belt setup when I've got this plate carrier. That's just 3 different ways to keep a medical kit on you there, and we're gonna go see what the pros think about my setups. All right, it's bright and early, and we are headed to this combat medical class just outside of Springfield, Missouri. This class is put on by Overwatch Associates through Bad Guy Down Training. I've done a little bit of research on these guys. The lead instructor's in the trades and operates heavy machinery, so we should get along pretty well. But this class is not meant to certify me or make me qualified for any sort of career in the medical industry. You know what I mean? This is strictly personal development. This is just skills that might be applicable to life on Earth. Nobody's paying me to take this class, so I'm just paying my way through this class for the sake of gaining valuable knowledge, especially when it comes to emergency medical situations. And with me running a construction company and having constantly just dangerous stuff always around me and everyone involved, it's always good to have someone there that at least knows how to stop someone from bleeding out right there on the job site, you know? So this will be applicable to my day-to-day life, probably not from pulling an IFAC out of a gun belt necessarily, but it will be applicable because I carry a medical kit everywhere I go in my truck, especially on job sites. So it should be super beneficial overall just to my personal development and how it can be applicable to day-to-day life as well as survival in case, you know, Walmart closes. That's really all this channel's about. What happens in the extreme event that Walmart is closed? What happens when you can't go to the store and trade paper for goods? That's kind of what I'm preparing for. It's really not that extreme. You really want to go test out how prepared you are. Go shut off the main power to your house and then fix problems that come from it. That's the best way to kind of start from square one without a mentor or anything. And I know there's a lot of people out there that believe they can avoid confrontation and simply, you know, choose the peaceful route out of whatever disaster is causing turmoil in your community. Whether it's a tornado or martial law's been declared and they shut everything down, or if they decide to fake another plague and shut the entire economy down. Either way, when our day-to-day life gets interrupted abruptly, you're always 2 weeks away from people killing each other over cans of raviolis. And that's just a tough reality. We can observe this in just about every civil conflict among nations all over the world throughout history. So with all that in mind, let's go touch some grass. We're here at Range 360. They've got an awesome long-range rifle bay and 3 pistol carbine ranges with shade, which is really nice out here in the heat. They host all kinds of classes out here, but we're gonna go ready up for Ditch Medical 1.
When guys carry guns, I quickly start pushing them towards some medical training. If you're just carrying a gun, you're doing that for yourself. If you have medical training and you're carrying a gun, then you can tell me you carry a gun for the sake of other people. But if you don't have medical training, I don't believe that you're carrying that gun for anybody but yourself.
So the first thing we did was go over some basic anatomy, kind of gave us a visual idea of how the plumbing is run in the human body. And then we got to see it on ourselves and kind of explained where the blood's going to be coming from based on different types of wounds.
That looks like when somebody's coughing up blood.
And then we got into what blood is going to look like in different scenarios. Like this would be a sign of a sucking chest wound. Then we got a visual idea of what different quantities of blood being dumped onto different surfaces looks like. Because when you're showing up to a severe event and you're assessing the situation, sometimes you can over-assess because a little bit of blood looks like a lot, and sometimes you can under-assess because the blood's soaking into the ground. Like you'll see on plastic, wood, pavement, a little bit of blood looks like, a horror movie. But in reality, it's not always as bad as it looks when it comes to these flat surfaces. And that's just an important part of medical training, is being able to accurately assess the situation.
So just grab a handful of glove in the middle. Try not to tear it. Just work your way out of it, and then just wad that up in side of this hand. Get underneath there the best you can. Don't try not to touch the outside of the glove, and then just wrap it all up.
Another super beneficial part of this class was that Jed went around and checked out all of our medical kits and kind of told us what we could change to be more efficient, and that's super helpful. And the classroom portion of the course was super informative, and we got plenty of literature that we can refer to later. And now for the hands-on part. Here's wound packing 101, baby. But don't you worry, this injured Fifi is gonna make it. This demonstration was super helpful because you got to feel what it's like to actually have blood pressure behind a wound, and you can feel what it's like to stick your finger in a bullet hole wound, and then have to feel around for the pressure, where the pressure's coming from, in order to stop the bleed from the source, and then pack your way all the way out, followed by 10 minutes of applied pressure and then bandage. We also got to see the different brands and styles of packing gauze and how they behave differently in a gunshot wound. And one thing that the instructor pointed out was that if you just immediately go sticking your finger in a gunshot wound, there's a possibility that bone fragments could cut you up when that happens. And you don't want to have your open wound inside of an open wound. You know what I mean? That's just disgusting. So that was one little pointer that I'm definitely going to keep in mind. And we got a visual idea later on when we got to shoot some pork butts.
So one of these, here's one of those reasons to wear one of these. Polo with one buttoned. You just put that thing behind there, pull it through there, and it won't come out. Like I could shove gauze down there and have a little.
And it's a dispenser. Yeah. All right, action.
There we go. So I was with a dude who got shot in the abdomen. See how that works. See if it unrolls and it may come popping out anyway. So am I worried about that piece of gauze getting dirty?
A little bit, but not necessarily.
That's the right answer.
Yeah.
I would rather it doesn't, but I'm not going to let him sit here and bleed longer so that I can keep that thing clean. I don't give a shit. We're going to have to do surgery anyway, so they'll get the dirt out. They'll get the dirt out of there then.
Blood in the eyes. Hell is it?
In the eye. That's one of the reasons I love this trainer.
Oh yeah.
It'll for sure let you know. You go jamming stuff in there real fast, it'll squirt you.
Such is life. God.
Got him. Got me over here.
But you see how just stopping right there, it's not bleeding. He's controlled every time he's putting pressure on it. It doesn't take a lot of pressure. Why don't I want you just to if a wound's that size, why wouldn't I just have him shove the whole roll in there all in one roll?
Because you could just clog the top of it, but not the actual
Correct.
deal. So you have to get to the source.
Correct. And also, so if you feel like you've got a pretty good pack in there, just go ahead and hold pressure, and we'll just see if see how we're looking on our little level coming down here. And you're packing and everything's fine, and then they start realizing, oh shit, I'm bleeding to death.
Yeah.
Like, and everything starts coming crazy, and now they're going to start bleeding again.
And now it's pressurized more because their heartbeat's going.
Correct. Now they're pushing pressure to that wound because they're scared. So that's also something to think about for you, right? So you're bleeding. You know, think about it a little bit like a snake bite.
Got a squirter.
The dude that had the 50 cal come apart on him, and he stuck his thumb in his neck and
Saved his own life.
Saved his own life. And I'm not going to make you guys do 10 minutes of pressure, but if we were doing any kind of certification to go out on jobs or something, you would do this wound pack, and then I would have you sit there for a full 10 minutes just putting pressure on that thing, because you're like 10 minutes is forever, and you just like, it's harder than you think to keep pressure down on something. You just get tired, and that thing will start bleeding again. Left arm, go.
This portion was really cool because we were timing ourselves on self-applied tourniquets after just watching how much blood can be lost in such a little amount of time. Then he explained why you don't always want to pick up your own leg or pick up someone else's leg and slide a tourniquet from the ankle up. Sometimes you need to seesaw it up into place and strap it back into itself.
Try not to apply
so you don't
tourniquet
mess
over
up other
pockets,
stuff.
but don't try to empty pockets. Just get that.
And then we got to hit the range and do a little bit of ballistic test using some 9mm hollow point and some 5.56 on some meat with bones in it.
Is it sharp in there?
Yeah, you can
Catch bone?
feel what
yeah.
you're talking about.
Yep. If you just jam in there, it can get you. So think about what hollow points do. What they're supposed to do is hit this, leave all the energy here, and not go anywhere else.
Yeah, I just look.
Well, there's the little poke.
The example
nice
of a
little
bone
poke
fragment.
Little bone fragment
Wow,
right
you ain't
there.
lying.
And I'm not going to try to say like every gunshot wound is going to be like this. It's all going to be the same. But it's like, it makes a very traceable wound, and you did great in that bone too. And so like, look at the additional, damage. Like, hear that sound?
Oh.
Like where bone is rubbing on stuff?
Yeah.
Like because that's broken. That bone is broken through there. So
And you
that's
can
called
feel
crepitus.
Yeah.
If two
'Cause
bones,
that
two
bone
bones are
there's a
touching. So like
blade.
if somebody moves a joint and you can hear like a,
Yeah.
because the bones are, it's called crepitus.
Crepitus.
Crepitus. The sound that bones make when they touch each other sounds like the word should be crepitus.
Crepitus.
So it's
There you go. Oh, nice. Nice.
That's it. Right
Oh,
there.
dude,
that's cool.
she did what that's exactly what they're supposed to do. Go in,
That's fine.
and
More. I'll
do
shoot
that,
all point.
and not leave.
Now it's time for some 5.56.
Good hit. Nice. Right on it. Good hit.
I'll take a fly off that sucker.
And he did. He hit right on it, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
Nice. And I can already see the bones broke right there too.
So right here.
I mean, it's so broken. Look how broken it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's more like what we see with the standard AR. This is what somebody's head does.
Holy shit.
Now that's
It came
That's
in through
weird.
the fat side first.
The fat. Oh, look, that's the entry hole.
Pictures.
there you go. Yeah, your exit, and we'll see if there's bone left. But if you caught any bone, if it takes that bone with it, it'll just really rip it to shreds.
You have the stopping power perk on?
Yes.
All right, that's probably what it is.
Dude, I'm
And
glad that gun
Juggernaut.
wasn't nerfed for this, man.
Right.
Juggernaut two primaries, so we're good.
Yeah.
So like, look at that bone, like compared to like a radius bone, or a
Your ulna.
ulna, or like just an arm bone. But
Would've
like compared
shattered.
to a leg bone, like your femur, like it probably wouldn't go all the way through a femur.
Right.
I mean, there's a good possibility that it won't. So a pistol is likely to not go through it.
And the fractures outside
Just,
of it.
the way the bones come apart, man,
Yeah.
it's pretty wild.
We learned a ton of stuff in a very organized fashion. And I'm not even really a classroom guy, but I could sit there and listen to Jed talk about medical stuff for hours. He does a great job of getting down to the point and telling you what you need to hear. So that class was badass. I got everything out of it that I was looking for. He has different levels of courses all throughout the different classes he offers, and I am super stoked to get on to the next class. I would highly encourage you, if you haven't got TCCC or TECC certification, and you're looking for just civilian level, make me not useless in the medical world kind of class, this is your starting point. This is it's called Ditch 1 Medicine, and it's about exactly what it sounds. Medicine in the ditch. You don't have an EMT pulling up, you don't have medevac on the way, and shit has already gone south, and it's up to you to protect yourself and your family. And if you want to protect those around you, you need to get some medical training. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm not sponsored, and I have no plans of taking any money for any of this related stuff. If you want to pay me, then hire me for some construction work in Southwest Missouri. Other than that, wealth gained hastily will dwindle. So I'm here to pass on the information that I've collected over the last 9-10 years, and hopefully show guys that want to get involved but don't even know where to start, how to start. That's really the idea around the channel. And when I vouch for a range or a brand, it's because I like it and because it meets the standards that I'm aiming for. Nobody's paying me to show off their gear or their brand or anything like that. So I look forward to providing an unbiased, unprofessional opinion about things related to staying alive on Earth. But don't take it from me. I'm going out and I'm getting advice from people with experience. Because confidence without experience is called arrogance. So go touch grass.